I've just been I'm dreading to go downstairs because I need to clear my bowels. I had McDonald's yesterday, so I feel a bit bunged up. But this girl's story popped up on my thing, on my her stories have been popping up a lot on my YouTube, right? And I think I watched her story last year when she said that she got the package from this guy she was dating. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a commentary on that video because I can't really remember. But she has a lot of stories of just trauma. Like sometimes when I watch some of these videos, I really try and just not to get deeply affected. Do you get what I mean? Because ish. So in her first story, she was saying how she caught HIV from this guy she was dating who ended up passing away from, I think, AIDS complications. Eh, my God, like the story was just. And in the first part of it, I was just like, why was she being so. Because women fall for words a lot. That was my first initial thought. Like, why was she easily falling prey to this guy just because he's talking sweet to her? Ah, ah, I don't know. Me, I've just grown up in a way where I don't really care what a man says. There's that thing where actions speak louder than words. The moment a guy starts sweet talking you somehow, let me take care of you, let me do this for you, just know that is most probably a downhill slope where they're gonna drag you into some type of ditch. That's just always been my thought process. Because a lot of predators, a lot of I think this is why it's important to watch like crime documentaries and things like that. I've kind of always, to be honest, it was a girl from college. She wanted to be a criminologist and she used to watch a lot of crime stuff. And I used to wonder, why is she into all this? But then I also got into it. And I'm like, you learn a lot of things. Like, you learn a lot of things. Like she was, yeah, like a lot of older men that like to prey on young kids, they'll lure you with with words, and to me it just makes me vomit, like the things that they'll say to these kids. Ah, oh, it's just a bit much. Yeah, to me, the moment somebody starts all that sweet talk, it just looks like that's what a demon looks like to me. It looks like, mm, do you get me? So I have to, anyway, it depends what they say. Look, when I mean sweet words, I don't mean, but this is for another day. Like, I don't want to make this longer than it is. Anywho, so yeah, she was saying how, she caught the thing from this her guy that she was dating, or whatever, whatever. I can't really remember what the story. And she went through the symptoms, like she felt really tired, this and that. And she was a girl who was on her vitamins. She took care of her body in a way. Rotted, whatever, whatever. Then she found out that this is what she got. And there's been a lot of stories that have been coming out lately. There's another girl, and the funniest thing is that the girl kind of looks similar to her, and she was saying that she was sleeping with three men, and then she caught this disease, yeah. And then Yeah, she was sleeping with three men, and then she what? She found out, and then she called the three men, and then the answers were just funny, and I'm just like, first of all, being promiscuous. I'm not against sex. Like, I'm not against people doing whatever. It's not like do you get me? Like, I'm not against that. But all I'm saying is that, are you people cautious at all? Like, do you just throw caution to the wind and just say, forget it, let me just, even if I die, I die? Because prior to you laying with somebody, you must think, no? Why are you looking at me like that for? There must be thoughts. Like, what if, even simple, what if this guy makes my pH balance? If he ruins my pH balance, I'm gonna start smelling. If he ruins my pH balance, I will start itching. Do those things not come to your head? I'm just asking, like, before, are you so infatuated by a man that you just look at him and say, are you that deep in depression that you just feel the need to satisfy something in your flesh? People are saying they're against porn. Me, I'm not against porn. I'm not against masturbation. Why? Because it will save you from sleeping with some unclean spirits. You might as well call it a day and keep moving. The thing is, people are so against masturbation because of the shame. It's the shame that have been put on people's head that might as well just look at other people knacking. I said this before. I said you might as well watch porn because it will save you from sleeping with unclean spirits. Yeah. If you believe in soul ties, you will now just get attached to somebody because of. There's so many things that people believe in. My dear, you might as well dildo yourself to sleep if you're going through depression, because if you want to save yourself, because okay, if you don't have the energy to now go to the hospital the next day and take prep or whatever they take, if you don't have the energy to go to sort yourself out at the gum clinic, if you know yourself that, unless you people just want to kill yourself, because it seems in this day and age people just want to kill themselves in the name of intimacy, in the name of being under somebody. Ah, okay, so today her story, she was talking about her incest story where her family member was sexually inappropriate with her, and she kind of allowed it. And then she said she lived with both her parents, right? First of all, I'm like, where was your father? Like, where was your dad? But then, where were the, yeah, it's a valid question. Where were the parents? But then she's gone into it how her parents didn't really care. Her mom must have been going through her own trauma, because she talked about how her house was full of roaches and stuff like that. Eh, mm, mm. Like, I look at the girl and I see what do they call that? Her inner child. And she looks like a girl that just needs protecting. Her soul just seems so precious. Like, I don't know if people see what I see. Like, she seems like a young girl that's just that needs protection. And I'm like, if I was your mother, mm, but and I've had this thing where people will come and tell me, like, I have a cousin and she'll tell me certain things that her friend goes through. And I'm like, do you not have any heart for your friend? because your friend. But then I get it. Sometimes it's like, what can I do? What can I do? Because you know, sometimes you just surrender and be like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, because sometimes, like, I remember I was sitting on a bus, and I saw like this blonde girl, white girl, sitting on my lap, just feeling safe, like it was a vision, yeah, like feeling safe. And I was like, and then in my head, something told me that this is your cousin's friend. This is how you would look after her and protect her. And I was just like, oh. In my heart, I felt it. I was like, if I was there, I would actually protect her from what she's gone through or what she's, so that she doesn't have to keep going through certain things in her life. Anywho, so her story, she's telling how her great grandfather was doing all this and all that. Yes, oh, it's deep. It's deep because, eh, yeah, well, raising kids is not for the it's not for the weak. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for you. So now she's blaming her get catching the package from her childhood, and it's like. Mm, yes and no. Your life's choices. I'm not trying to blame it on you because the blame is not on you, but something in you was so broken to the point where maybe you just sought some type of validation from men. But then it's like before then, that's where we have to find, before you do something, we have to find, there has to be some intervention where, this is why I say sometimes, yeah, if you see somebody that knows how to say no, follow their example and continue following their example. Do you get what I mean? Or I don't know, like, there's a lot I can teach on. But I feel like when I feel like it, I'll start proper teaching people things to do. And then she's saying alcohol, if you've been through trauma, alcohol, my dear, you might as well get drunk and vomit it out. Get drunk, vomit it out, and just pray to God and say, God, today allow me to drink so that I can just drink the pain away and vomit it out. Because what? Go to therapy. Huh? You don't know what type of therapist you get. Some therapists will, hey, they will trigger you even more. Do you get what I mean? Me, the thing is, yeah, me, I don't necessarily have an addictive personality. That's why I can do certain things that a lot of people would question, like, why is she doing this? I drink alcohol because I don't have an addictive personality. I can go for months without drinking. I can go for time without smoking. Like yesterday, I was like, maybe I shouldn't even smoke because I don't feel like it. But I was like, you know what? I don't have an addictive personality. And you get me? When that personality, because I feel like an addictive personality, it's an evil spirit that's got a hold on somebody's body. When you start being addicted to things like sex, porn, smoking, drinking, it's actually an evil spirit. And that's what you have to deal with. That's what you have to deal with. Shame. Shame. Shame is not necessarily a bad thing in context, right? There's times to have shame. There's times to have shame. But this thing where people will feel ashamed because they masturbated. And it's like, why should you feel ashamed? Men masturbate all the time. And then the next day they're outside. Fam. Because I might as well just sort myself out and then go outside and do something else with my life than looking for somebody to touch me, tell me sweet nothings, get inside my panties, and then spread some shit. And then now it's the cost on you. That man didn't even give you no cent to go to the gum clinic. He didn't even drive you. The moment you tell him, is it you that gave me the what? Oh, you got the what? They acting as if it's a gift that is being given to everybody. So you caught it too. So what is your plan? What are you going to do? How are you going to sort yourself out? Me, I've moved. I'm now living in Texas. The law, they can't catch me. Mm, and you'll just be well, put you on mute anyway. She's gonna quote the what. Well, me, I'm in another county. The county they can't really catch me because I knew she was going to get it. Stupid girl, silly girl. She didn't even bother to go to the hospital. Was I so fine that yo? Anyway, yes, girlie. So what are you going to do? What's your plan? We all have. Everybody. Who doesn't? Everybody has it. Anyway, bye bye. They won't even give you a solution. Anyway, bye bye. They won't even give you a solulu to your mess. Bruh. I'm not trying to be funny or trying to be rude. It's just how it is, isn't it? It's just how ah because these stories have been coming up and I'm like, bro, me, I'm just doing me. What's it got to do with me? But then maybe it's best I speak on it. Sometimes you have to be accountable for yourself. Sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, some of you didn't have the upbringing that we had. Some of us almost caught ourselves in the same situations, but because our parents they were on guard, they knew, fam. The moment you make a baby, hello, the Bible says children are a gift. Imagine you make a gift and then you just mishandle the gift. I'm like, hi now, well, I don't know. Ah, with the father I had, hey. So my father was a handful, but I thank my God for my father because mm, mm. Even my mother, I kind of thank God for her, but there's times where I don't really. I think because in your parents' home, you should feel safe. There's not a day in my father's house where I never felt safe, and I had loads of cousins who came around, uncles who came around. You know, but there's not a day where I never felt safe. There's not a day where I never felt safe. There were incidences. Let me tell you, there were incidences, but the fact that my father was on his A game, ah, he was on his A game. I think that's what made me. That's why people would say I'm in my masculine energy. No, I just know how to kill. I just know how to deal with niggas. Because, my dear, it's a war out there. And but we can't save everybody. That's the thing. We can't save everybody. At least she's living her life now. She's there to tell her story. But then it's like, is that what life should be, where people have to now sit and tell their story? Yeah. Um, but it's not a death sentence, as they say. It's not a death sentence. Look at the Tateliciouses. Tatelicious has had a son. Oh, this is what I was saying. Tatalicious, you've had a son. You are living your best life up and down Nigeria because somebody prayed for her. I've listened to Tatalicious' stories. I said, at least you're living your best life doing your shit. You're still having sex. You're still, you can thrive. You can thrive. It's not the end of the world. It's just you have to remember to always pop a pill. But it's like vitamins. You still have to remember to pop a pill. Mm. Or there's church, there's people like Lovey ready to heal people. So you can save everybody in a way. There's pastors ready to lay their hands on you and heal you and even give you some extra day if you like. I'm not trying to be cryptic. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. In the world, there seems to be ways out. But then, maybe it's just a law. But there's, they say prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. This is why it's okay to talk, communicate, find. But then sometimes, even if you communicate with the men, somebody can be very vindictive and find a fake result and say, look, ah, Maria, there was a story I was watching it, was it a year ago? In South Africa, where this is why I was saying this thing of selling pussy is, or just accepting money from everybody is scary because you just accept money. There was a girl who was accepting money, she needed money for university. And then she accepted money from this older gentleman that approached her, only to end up giving her some disease, which now she ended up regretting. And it's like, and then you could tell in her face, she really resented that man. But it's like the man was just moving like a stalker from the get go. The way he was just mm, so, he was just moving crazy. But because you needed money for uni so bad, you accepted the money, and then the money. When they say the love of money is the root of all evil, it's not wrong, but you have to know how to use that evil. You have to really be wise. You have to really be street smart. You really have to shine eye, because here you really have to be. Hmm. People, yeah, like people are saying Miss R fabulous. The thing is, yeah, when you give birth to a child, you don't just want everybody out there. People are saying Miss R fabulous. Why is she not showing her kids to her family? Why is she not telling people her child's name? And it's like, do you know what people are capable of doing? I rate her. She doesn't like me because she took a comment out of context that I sent to her in DMs when she was shaking her BBL. I just said, she just get the fuck out my DMs. I said, girl, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, shake your nyash, what? But I rate her. Keep your baby to yourself. Like, it's a mother's instinct. If you don't have that instinct, then you're lost. If you really don't have that instinct, you know where you'll just be bringing your baby to everybody. Nah, man. Nah, man. She made that baby. Did you get me? It's not by force for people to post their kids. People are like, well, why are you not telling people the kid's real name? It's not like they're a celebrity. People are very stupid out here. People are very. How can it's not? She's not no celebrity baby. Hello, she's made how many thousands of followers? she's kind of a local celeb. If you want to post your kids, post your kids. If you don't. It's not by force. Me, I post my kids because hey, hey, let me not tell you. Did you get what I mean? But it's not a must. It's not. Do you get what I mean? Some of these superstitions that you people believe in, I don't believe in. That's why I'm okay with doing certain things in it. Huh? The world has been so perverted that any little innocent thing people do or they take it out, they can do anything with it. And I'm like, Tofia kwake. Uh-uh. If she feels the need to protect her kids from her family, only she knows what her family are capable of. She doesn't want negativity around her baby. Is that such a hard thing for people to understand? In due time, they can meet the baby or whatever. There was a time my family members in Canada, they send us pictures of your baby. I was like, in my head, I just kissed my teeth. I was like, what? Do you get me? But because there were certain things I was uneasy of. Do you get me? They they have their son. Where their son is at is not where I want my son to be. I don't want my son entangled in what their son is entangled. Their sons are entangled in. That's why I said it's not yet that I must show you my son, because I'm training my son in the way that even my mom was like, why are you why from a young age? Why are you treating him like he's part of the military? I was like, me and his father have had extensive conversations, and I know how I want to raise my son, how I want to raise my boy. Me, I was, her. Do you get me? With my daughter, I didn't want people around me. I didn't want my body hated people. I didn't want people around me. They'll be having family gatherings here. Everybody knew I was pregnant. I was like, I booked a taxi. People were like, oh. I was like, nah, because me, I know what type of my house, I know what type of peace and joy and laughter that we have. Even if we're fighting, I know how. Did you get what I mean? I know. Here, yes, my children run around. They run around naked. We have CCTV, but I still allow my kids to run around naked after bathing, because I've set that bar to say, do you get what I mean? Nobody can come and touch my kids anyhow in this house. Ah, they'll people don't know me. In fact, get to know me. They know what type of wahala. These CCTVs have seen hell. But thank my God, nobody's ever tried to touch my kids, because if they try it, ah, yeah. I told you people, I know how to poison people with and when the autopsy comes, people they won't even find poison. It was a natural death. We poisoned them. Me. I don't even need the dark web to go and off somebody. I don't need that. Me. I'll just go to one brother, and I'll be like, give me that thing, that powder. I'll put it in your food there. Pam. Then when the police ask me, I'll tell them, look, this is this. I'll just say, yeah, it was his time, or it was her time. Me. Ah, huh. Some of you will go and buy poison off the dark web. Me, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. My dear, do you know how sweet it was making these babies and then you try ruin them? Hell no. It was too sweet making these babies. And then you come with your foul self. Fuck no. And you get, huh? Even if it was 2 minutes, I don't give a heck. Those 2 minutes were worth it. Hello? To carry this big round face of mine that's busy giving me hickeys. Huh? Ah, ah. Eh, yeah. It seems I've got a lot of lives that are waiting to be uploaded. This will be the fourth. I don't know. Might take 3 or so days to upload. Ah, it is what it is. You get me? Huh? Yeah, my kids run around naked because I've set the bar. I've set the bar. And not even in in my house. In my house we can sit naked in our panties and just be chilling and coaching, shouting at each other. Or shouting at each other. Because my dear. Who was saying in Africa we see our mothers bathing. It's not a big deal. Is it the West that has come and perverted people's minds that everything is so carnal? Mm, me at this stage, I I told you people, I have men around my kids, but because I know how to deal with a man that in his brain is not even thinking about doing some shit to my kids. He'll be sitting there. We'll put them in a proper trance that they relaxed. We'll give him something to eat. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Buy him a beer. Eh, buy him a beer. Get him relaxed. Watch movies. Have a good time. Mm, when I put the kids to bed, if I don't allow you around my kids, then it means something is wrong with your spirit. You get me? And me, I don't like to be around people's kids like that because do you get me? Like I remember even my best friend, there was a time she had just given birth and I was pregnant, right? I was pregnant and she left her son on the sofa, you know? And normally girls would pick up like, "Oh, baby." I was like, "No, I'm not picking up your son." Because there was a vibe that was already between me and her that I didn't like. Do you get me? Am I sensitive? I'm quite sensitive to certain things. Do you get me? What if now the baby starts crying and then you think it's me that made the baby cry? Do you get what I mean? Look at that trophy wife, the one, ISIS or whatever. She left her kids crying and she just left them like that, not knowing that the kids were being abused. I just said, no, no, no. You come and deal with your kid, your baby, because this is a newborn. You come and deal with your newborn, not when I hold your baby. Now you're coming. You start having weird thoughts that it was me that made your baby cry. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. If you need help, I can help you in the presence. Many times she could leave her baby, but she'll go and shower. The baby will be there giggling in my face, giggling in my face. And I'll take snaps. Because one, that's my godson, and I want memories of me and my godson bonding. He would just be looking at me with the most beautiful eyes, smiling at me. Do you get me? And then on Snap, she'll see on Snap we were having a good time. We were having a good time. Mm. Because sometimes you have to say, like me and this woman, we were having this conversation. Sometimes you have to safeguard yourself because but this woman, her story is different, and she's like, well, how do I safeguard myself if anything happens, if let's say I'm taking care of a baby, like my friend's baby, like this. And I was like, Go like this, because if anything happens, you have to know to defend yourself. I don't know why men are taught self-defense. Women, we don't, we just, you know, yeah. Like, I love my god kids. And that title, because we don't really believe in godparents like that, but that title comes, and it come. Do you get me? It's a title that really I hold dearly because. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Even her, when when she's around my kids, I'm okay because at least I know, and she knows how I do things. So maybe if that day she thought maybe I was being rude for not, for yes, I could have held the baby if I had a clear conscience, which I mean, I have a clear conscience, but I know how this world works. If now maybe, let's say one day I'm bonding with the child, she'll just start thinking, who does she think she is? That she's, no, your kids are your kids. You bond them. Do you get me? I don't want any higiaga, any animosity over kids. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And I think it built trust because many times when she's had interviews or somewhere to go, she'll be like, Dawn, can I leave my son here? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's left the son and we've played with the son. Do you get me? And I've played with my god kid. He wasn't crying. Spent all day. We spent all day entertaining ourselves. And vice versa. Many times sometimes I've left my son at her house, even even when he was refusing food, but because I was like, you know what, he'll eat anyway. He just doesn't like to. He didn't like to eat that much at that stage, and it was fine. Like, it was okay. Trust is earned. Trust is built. Trust is built. But in this fallen world where people just I don't know. I don't know. It's like some girl. This girl, like, this village of ours. Like, I get on with this girl, yeah, and I love her daughter to bits. But because of the rumors that she'd been spreading and the questions she was asking me, and I'm like, okay. And then I was living with my parents, and I'm like, so she asked me, she was like, Dawn, can you babysit my daughter for today? And I had to say no. I was like, the same household that you're busy spreading rumors about is the same household that you're comfortable saying I should babysit your child in, which I would have because she knows how I get on with her daughter. Do you get what I mean? Like, yeah. But I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna babysit. I'm not gonna child mind your daughter, and because you can't go around spreading rumors. Do you get? Or because I told her, don't leave your child with just every man because you don't know what these men. Ah. And then she got upset. She was like, why are you talking about my kids? And I'm like, I'm just telling you, like, it's them ones that would say, keep my kid's name out your mouth. No, we're trying to keep, like, stay safe. Be careful. Don't then come to me. It's like one girl. Why are we bringing kids into this? But then it's like you're the one who came to me crying about how the kids are going through this and this. And I'm trying to give you a solution to your problem. But because you're not accepting it, now I'm having to tell you about your kids. Ah, my dear. Ah, 40 minutes. You get me? Mm. Some of you will fall for a man just because he's rich and or he's got money so he's able to look after me and my kids. Be careful. Even rich men are capable of doing fuckeries. Ah, is it not the rich that are doing sex trafficking? You think it's only poor people who are capable of doing madness? Now you see a bit of money, you think, oh, you see a bit of money and you think, oh, wow, heaven. This is why I keep telling people, I don't look with the amount of money that I have, I'm okay, I'm content. I'm capable of getting money from men without them even having to touch my body, without even them coming close to me. Ah, me? Huh? It's not by force that somebody must enter you just for them to give you money. But if that's what you're doing, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. I don't think it's bad. I just think sometimes if you have to be smart, innit? You have to. Your mind has to be sharp if you want to open leg. Huh? Some people are just looking for love in the wrong places, and then now they blame it on this, blame it on that, blame it on this, blame it on that. What? Hmm? People need to have female friends. Huh? Be friends with females. Get acquainted with other females. You know, so that you've got other shit to do. Hug on. People say men are like this. Men are gay for hugging each other and kissing each other. My dear, they're getting acquainted with each other because they know the body needs a bit of a touch. Hug your friend. Hug your friend. If they're going through something, hug your friend. Hug your mother. Hug your daughters. Hug. So that these men don't come like demons looking for whom to devour. What? Don't come and now start telling us, you know, is there any happiness in the world? Huh? People just have miserable stories. I'm not saying don't tell us your stories, or I'm not saying don't come out with what's happening in your world. Tell us. People need to know. Like I had beef with this guy, and I liked his teachings here, but he was like, if your daughter gets assaulted, brush it under like hide that shit, because people, when she goes to school, she'll be laughed at. I was like, no, my dear, you might let's expose the evildoers. That's how you shame them. Expose the evildoers so we know. So we know. You shame them. How do you shame the devil? Tell the truth and shame the devil. If you keep protecting them, I guess I see where you're coming from, is to protect your child, but then it's like, my dear, it's already happened. Might as well shame the devil. Mm. It's good that she came out. She got her justice because the man died. She can live her life. She can even have a beautiful family, get married to somebody who care for her. It's not the end of the world, is it? No, it's not the end of the world. If it's a yeast infection, drink antibiotics. Drink antibiotics, no alcohol for a week. You just have to be responsible. Because I know I used to hang around with some girls. She will forever have BV, this and that. And then but she wanted to go out. And it's like, just sit in one place, huh? Clear that your BV. If they say you're supposed to take one antibiotic so that you sit in one you sit in one place and then let it clear, and then next week you can go back to drinking and having fun, or 2 weeks or whatever they say. Do you get what I mean? Be responsible. If you want to kill yourself, it's like that girl that was seen apparently with Chris Brown and Nick Cannon, the one they said she's got the package. It's like, what have you people gone through in your childhood to the point where it's hard? And I feel for, eh, I feel for you people. But this is what I was asking Chris Brown. I was like, mm, mm, Chris Breezy. It's the same man that will go and be giving birth to 12 kids here and there. Like, I don't blame Nick Cannon for what he's done, to be honest. He's building a whole clan of kids. And people are like, I wasn't for it, but the kids know him. He's a multimillionaire. If he's paying child maintenance, that's good. If he's not, the women have their own careers to look after their kids. So they're all right. Do you get me? He that it's not that every family, there's different types of family. There's nuclear family, there's what other type of family is there? There's it's not that a man should sit with one woman and have 10 kids with her. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that way. It's a beautiful thought, and it's beautiful. There's nothing like enjoying one person and raising your kids, watching your kids grow, teaching your kids, training your kids. You know, it doesn't have to be like that though. Look, I've got two kids by different men. People are like, well, I had to say to some girls, I was like, well done for having kids with the same man. I was like, but for me, it wasn't gonna work because me and my first baby father, it was nah, it would nah, hell no. Mm-mm. I could have, I could have. It would, you get me? And it would have still been beautiful, but you get what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm not bothered. We don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Nick Cannon has got his 12 kids. For any more women ready to line up and carry Nick Cannon's babies? Look, his kids know him. They're like, hi, dad. He spends time with them. Do you get what I mean? And at least he's not stressed out in one house. Do you get me? He knows one day I'm gonna go see this one. That's baby mom. I'm not really. Let me leave her for a bit. You know. They see him on TV. They all know their dad. Like who? We all loved Nick Cannon from young. Do you get what I mean? It seems Lovey might wanna follow in the footsteps. Me, I think Lovey's got more babies because back in the day, fam, I don't even want to mention this man's name. Like, I spat out your name a long time ago because, oh, do you get me? Let me not even mention. You could do that. enjoy. Mm, exactly. Nick Cannon, I'm sure his baby mamas, they've all got houses. They don't have. Do you get me? They're in their own homes, playing video games. Hi, dad. This and that. They don't have weird family members entering their houses trying to do funny things with them. Do you get me? He found women that are secure, that have got their own things going on. Ah, my dear. Yet we're busy laughing at Nick Cannon saying, why is he doing that? He's a man's world. Do you get me? Me, if I was a man, I'd probably do what he's done. Because at the end of the day, from what we know, his kids are predominantly safe. They're in their own houses. If their houses haven't been burnt up by LA fire, but they're millionaires. They can always build another one. Start from scratch. Do you get what I mean? One day he can gather all his baby mums and his kids, and they all take a nice family retreat. Do you know how beautiful that is? Me, I know because I've experienced it. My mom and my dad, they're like really close friends because he told her from day, he was like, I don't care what people say, I'll always be there for you. They're like friends now. I can go to my father's house. He's got another wife, a young wife, in fact. Even when he had my stepmom who passed away, you know, we could meet anytime in town, go for chicken in, and I'm seeing his daughter. Me and my sister are close. I don't even look at her like my half sister. Would go and visit her at school. Her teachers would be telling us how how intelligent she is, and she'll be so spoiled there. Like, I'm going to a private school in Zimbabwe, and she'll just be looking at me like in her with her. I remember she'll be so bougie in that her school uniform. She won't smile at me. She'll just be looking at me. But you can tell that she wants to give me the biggest hug. She'll be looking at me from the side, coming to hug me. I'm like, girl. Honestly, when we go to his village, he's got like this big sliding gates, and it's got white sand around his compound. It looks so peaceful. And then you see all his kids running around. My mom, there's no bad blood. He's just like, look at the women I knocked. And then his kids from his first wife, they're able to come. There's one that's just not wanting to come. Deborah, I don't know what's your own, but stay there. Do you get me? Like, my brother used to come and visit, and he would like, I'll run to him. He will run to me. Like, it broke that boundary of saying, well, I've got half siblings. To me, they're my siblings. And even in school, I'm like, I've got a brother. I've got a brother. I've got a sister. Even my sister, like, I only met her when I was like 25, 24. That's when I met her. But we used to talk on the phone. I'd never met her. But we used to talk on the phone like we're very close, you know. And but hi, Kamu, this and that. Like, do you get me? It's not that we have to fam. People are building empires over here, knocking kids. Me, I'm like to my dad, long live. You go and make some more. If you find another woman ready to carry your babies, have some more. My dear, my dear, have some more. Eh, we'll just introduce to ourselves when we are 51, 16-year-old will be coming. I'm your sister. I'm your brother. I say, oh, wow, okay. Hi. Mm, it's what it is. It's what it is. Do you get what I mean? Long live the king. Ah, my dear. Mm, Some of you are busy killing yourselves while we're busy doing happy families. Me, I'm busy planning holidays with my brother's wife. We're busy planning holidays. Eh, don't worry, we'll go to this safari. Plan this safari, sweethearts. My in-law. Yes. Yes, my brother found. I said, are you going to allow my brother to marry another wife? Why not? He said no, one is enough. But she's done well. She's given him how many kids? Is it not 6? Is it not 6? Ah, my dear, she's gone and given him so many kids. I'm like, you did well. But you can always, because it's in our nature. My brother, my dad's brother. How many wives has he had? Please. I'm like, if you want to have an, I said, I hope she didn't get offended that I asked my brother that if he's ready to have another wife. My dear, why not? Why not? Make this circle bigger. Make this circle bigger. So, because I know what type of family we have. We're not wary. We're not too wary. We're a bit wary, but not too wary. Do you get me? May if you want another one. Yeah, because yeah. Yeah, you can have another one. Get her pregnant, send her to grandma because she can be looking after grandma. Give her something to do. Look after the cows and the sheep and the goats in your father's village. Just be careful of your father, because he likes women. Just me, I have stories for days. Me, I have stories for days. 56 minutes. Give them something to do. Oh yeah. Mm. Look at this one. Look at this little. What do you call it? Cherub. Mm, Look at look, look at the hickeys I'm receiving. Mm, Relaxed, chilled. Mm, eh, Isn't this peaceful? Isn't this nice? Mm, Just sitting listening to your mommy. Mm, Yeah. We were looked after. Me, I went to school. Look, I'm telling you, my sister went to private school. My little sister. My father was paying child maintenance for all them kids. My dear. Ah, mm, oh, uh, we all get acquainted from time to time. We sit together. May more of that come. We sit together in his compound in the village. We go and see grandma, all of his kids. Yeah, he's done well. He's done well, and I thank my ancestors and my God. Mm, mm. We all sit and we're like, that's our father. We are the sperm. We are the fruit of his. We are of his seed. Yeah, of his seed. Eh, we just sit there. If one sibling decides not to come, anyway, they are missing out. They are missing out. It is what it is. Can't sit there chasing somebody who doesn't want to come. Because I was like to my sister, why doesn't she want to now participate? I was like, anywho, we miss you. Eh, Even my mom's daughter, she calls my dad daddy. Like she'll even cry to my dad, daddy. Ooh, she'll be crying. I was like, girl, yeah, she knows her dad as my dad. My dad as her dad. She get me? She had her own dad. Do you get me? Yeah, and we all chill and sit together. There's no bad blood per se. Like we're all, yeah. Some of you, oh no, I feel bad because I'm sleeping with a married man. My dear, my dear, if you're condemn yourself. Condemn yourself if you want to condemn yourself. Mhm. Condemn yourself if you want to condemn yourself. But then now, when you see him with plenty of kids everywhere, don't now get jealous when they're doing family retreat because you know that love he likes to spend his money. Mm. Anyway, I'm not really talking about love at the moment. My channel is not centered around the prophet. Oh yeah, I wanted to make a video. There's a video I saw Prophet Passion talking about, like, but I've seen him talk about this before as well. Like, he's another one with kids everywhere. Oh, anyway,